I'd like to just talk a little bit about my own theory, my own worst case, sort of my nickname around this house is worst case scenario. Because I truly believe that we're in a very dangerous time, and I'm not so concerned necessarily about any particular scenario, what triggers this, but the outcome, any outcome severe enough that takes down our electrical grid could lead to an end of civilization. And I'm not saying that as hyperbole. You've seen the anger in cities like Baltimore and Ferguson. That's when the electricity is actually functioning, the water is coming out of the taps, ATMs are spitting out dollars, the EBT cards are working, and McDonald's is open. If you take away all of them in cities of 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, in America and around the world, there will be absolute chaos. We've built our cities into being the equivalent of a giant beehive. It's all great while it's functioning, but if somebody walks up and whacks the beehive, the bees come pouring out, and there's no way to put it back together. There's going to be in that case, at least for the bees, a massive die-off. You don't want to be near the beehive when that happens. I hope it never happens. I hope we go onward and upward forever, for decades and centuries, greater and greater technology, inhabiting the planets. But I have a sneaking suspicion that the pendulum has gone about as far as it's going to go in the direction of turning man into virtually a god, all-knowing, able to play with the genetic code, determine what kind of babies we're going to have or not have. I think that in the end, the natural law, or if you prefer, God is going to have the last laugh. And when the pendulum comes back, it's going to come back very hard. The reason for that is we've never in human history had a situation where millions of people have been fed from thousands of miles away, and the food and the water, everything that comes into the city has to be brought by a functioning modern infrastructure. Anything breaks the infrastructure, and the city can't exist. It can't survive. Where will the people go? There's no food out in the suburbs a week after the cities are out of food, so the suburbs will be out a week after that. Then what? Our food comes from giant agribusiness farms that require diesel fuel and fertilizer and chemicals to get that food to the trains and the trucks, to the production centers, and to our supermarkets. Any of that fails, and we're going to be in a hunger situation very fast. Sometimes I think about Jamestown. One of their first winters, they had a starvation winter. These were very tough people. They were smart. They were a lot hardier than we ever would be. These were pilgrims. These were people that knew how to, skin animals and grow their own food. Half of them starved in one bad winter. Imagine a city today. How many of the people living in that city could survive for 2 months if the supermarkets were looted and burned? Not very many. So I always come back first to, what can you do to prevent that? Naturally, I would suggest if you're going to buy prepper supplies, do it right here on INFOWARS, because it's a great way to not only help yourself, but help the cause, so to speak. But I also always come back to water. Do you know where the water that's coming out of your tap and out of your shower, do you know where it comes from? How long would it last if the grid went down? There are backup generators that can run for a few days. Most of our backup system is only meant to function, say, during an ice storm or after a hurricane for a few days or a week. Then here comes FEMA. If a big part of the country or the entire country had a grid collapse, then what? Who's going to come to save you? Nobody. The only people that are going to be coming are going to be people that are even hungrier and more desperate than you are, and they're going to be looking for your food. So the first thing I like to ask people is, do you know where your water comes from, and how long would it last? Is it feasible to get on a well that doesn't require grid electricity to pull the water up? And I'm afraid that most people, probably 80 or 90%, would have to answer, if the city water goes down, my tap goes dry. There's nothing I can do about it. And we've seen this over and over again in history, where due to a prolonged drought at the end of a civilization's building cycle, say the the Pueblo dwelling Indians in the Southwest. They built big cities, chopped down all the trees, then you get a big drought, the city dies. You come back a few centuries later, nobody's there. You could speed that up by orders of magnitude for a modern city because of the social cohesion that would absolutely break down. You'd have anarchy, looting, rioting, murder, and probably within a few weeks, cannibalism. And it's a real cheerful way to begin the new year. But I believe in, not sugarcoating it. I don't think that there's ever been a time in history when we've been more vulnerable. And the only answer to what I'm saying is, but Matt, the grid could never collapse. The economic system could never collapse. Really smart people are working on it. Really the best minds are on top of this. I don't believe that they are. I think that we're on like a rickety bridge with the supports breaking underneath. I hope I'm wrong. I would like nothing better than in 10 years, everybody laughs at me and, holds my books up and mocks me. Because then I'd be a happy guy. I'd be out on a sailboat or, with grandchildren by then, maybe living in a great country, and I'll take all the laughter and all the ribbing in good humor. I want to be wrong about this is what I'm saying. I don't want to be right. But these next few weeks before the inauguration, we might finally put to the test, will George Soros and Obama go off into the sunset? Or will they, pull their doomsday switch that if I can't run the world, nobody can? Because I think that these are people that are that evil that they would actually do it. Now, they might think that they can calibrate the punishment to just punish America to a certain degree. My fear is that any kind of a attack against the financial system will spill over to the electrical grid and to the internet, almost like three different body systems, like say the nervous system, the blood circulation system, the skeletal muscular system. You can't live just with one of them removed. The others go down if any of them go down. If the financial system goes down, people aren't being paid, they won't go to work, the power plant shuts down. If the internet goes down, the infrastructure is probably going to go down too very soon after that. So I'm just saying, the people that might have an interest in seeing the House burn down before Trump is inaugurated, or even during his term, even if they think they would just be giving us a mild beating, it still might cascade into an unstoppable crisis. And I just like to tell everybody, if you can, instead of buying another AR-15, buy another couple months worth of food, and if you can, get enough water to last for a long time. Because in some scenarios, 3 months of food wouldn't even be enough. But it's like surviving on a life raft. Maybe 3 months of food is enough if you reach an island in 2 months. So you never can say I can't have enough food to last forever, so I might as well have no survival food. A couple of months might mean that by the time you need to go out foraging for food, most of the idiots have already been killed off. Most of the dangerous criminals have already been shot down. So you don't have to, engage in those running street battles. But in the meantime, I would suggest strongly survival food, survival purification systems, and survival water, because you don't know when it's going to happen. And when it happens, it's going to be too late to go out and buy it then. I'm not really aware of what the clock is doing in terms of my going right over.
You're going to break here in about 2 minutes, Matt.
Okay. Well, I've got a ad to read, if you don't mind.
Well, you can do it later. Hey, I'm enjoying hearing you talk. I'm sitting here eating my lunch, and I got all these piles of work to do watching you. So it's good to hear you. You want to break about 3 minutes, then you come back with a 6-minute segment, then an 18-minute segment. Again, we'll email you all that. I thought we had done that. But just, you don't have to worry about plugging stuff. Sure, we got free shipping for a couple more days, and that helps finance things. And we've got a lot of great vitamins and stuff people need and good storable foods. But it's all, I got to tell you this, Matt. I've personally been looking to get out the country myself and get ready, and because I really know that's where this is going. I'd give it about a 50% chance we'll be in a depression. Maybe Americanism versus globalism can restart the global economy, but I don't know. The globalists were planning this takedown, and they had admitted that. Now, because of prosperity coming back, maybe it won't happen. But we know this. There's a very good chance that we're going into a depressionary spiral.
And some of the best people to know, I would say, if you have some friends in your social circle, ham radio operators, people that know how to communicate, further than VHF. Anybody, and I don't care if he's a 90-year-old, anybody that can communicate, beyond line of sight, beyond VHF, he's going to be a most valuable player. And so is the guy with a light plane. Anybody with a single or a light twin that can land on a road might be the guy that gets your family out of a bad place, because forget about the Winnebago getting across the bridge. It's just not going to happen. If your doomsday escape device is a Winnebago hauling a trailer loaded with MREs, just stay at home and eat them there, because you're just going to wind up on the Beltway stuck in gridlock. But on the other hand, if you have a friend with a Cessna, that's the guy that's going to be a real hero. As long as you can fuel up that airplane, it's going to be able to take you anywhere you need to go. And there's nobody that can stop it. Nobody.
Now, what I'm announcing here today is already a custom here in the United States, and that is extending the Christmas holiday up until New Year's Eve, and then taking down the Christmas trees and taking down the Christmas lights. Ooh, I keep saying Christmas. I'm so politically incorrect. The day after New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. And so I've decided right through New Year's Day, we're going to keep the virtual Christmas tree, or an HD video shot of downtown Austin at the Capitol of the beautiful Christmas tree, up just to upset the social justice warriors and all the little snowflakes that want to bully us into banning our culture and banning free speech. In fact, there's a war going on, not just online, but in the streets. I've seen it, where people on the hike and bike trail say Merry Christmas, and then folks don't respond and they say Happy Holidays. Or even family I have that I send the message of Merry Christmas to, they respond back with Happy Holidays. It is some distant cousins, but it's going on. But we're also going to extend the Christmas sale right through until New Year's Eve, until everything sells out at InfoWarsStore.com. Now, we normally try to budget things to where in the warehouse, most of the products sell out by year end, and the new products come in a few weeks or a month after, because we have to pay taxes on inventory. And this year, I've decided to extend the sale until everything completely sells out. So to be clear, almost every one of our best-selling nutraceutical supplements is selling out, and for a good reason, because here are the specials that we're running until they sell out or until the new year comes here in just about 4 or 5 days. Living Defense, 30% off. Super Male Vitality, 30% off. These are huge specials. Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver, 50% off. Brain Force Plus, 33% off. Winter Sun Vitamin D, 25% off. And again, a lot of these are selling out as we speak or have sold out. Survival Shield X2, 30% off. Bio True Selenium, 30% off. And then let me finish up with this, the coup de grace. Store-wide free shipping until New Year's Day, store-wide at InfoWarsStore.com on the non-GMO heirloom seeds and the Trump is my president shirts and Hillary for Prison 2017 shirts and Deport George Soros, the Goblin Globalist specials. Store-wide free shipping, 50 to 30% off on scores of items, and all of these are super high-quality products. They help fund the spearhead in the fight against the globalists, and they are game changers. We couldn't have built this operation without you. So you're not standing beside us or behind us. You are standing at the heart of the rebellion against globalism. We are American restorationists trying to restore our republic and make it great again and free again and safe again and prosperous again. And we're doing it the old-fashioned way with free markets and with amazing high-quality products. So I certainly hope and pray you had a blessed and Merry Christmas, and I'm really focusing and working hard to make sure we have a great new year as Americanism, not globalism, accelerates into the future. So again, I want to encourage you all, take advantage of the biggest sales of 2016 with Christmas sales extended with free shipping store-wide and 50 to 30% off on high-quality supplements and many other items at InfoWarsStore.com and InfoWarsLife.com. I'm Alex Jones, signing off from the Central Texas News Center in Austin.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com today for 30 to 50% off specials while supplies last, plus free shipping. Or call 1-888-253-3139.